Hey everyone, welcome back to Home Library Book Review. Today we present to you another book review on the 48 Laws of Power by author Robert Greene. This book argues that if you manage to charm and deceive your opponents, you will attain the ultimate power. Author states that the better you become at handling power, the better friend and person you will become. We have divided the review in several parts to accommodate all the 48 laws. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, please do subscribe with the bell notification so that you're the first one to receive our videos. So let's get started right away.
Welcome to Home Library Book Review, where we select a book right from the shelf and explain its learning through easy to understand text, graphics, examples, and animation, along with discussion with family members. You can now order your book review video on www.home-library.com.
Today, we are going to be reviewing The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene.
This book is an international bestseller. It gives advice on how to get to the top and stay there. To be able to cover all the laws covered in this book, we have divided this review into 10 parts, and this is part 1 of 10. Laws covered in this part are from 1 to 5. And also this book has a Goodreads rating of 4 out of 5. Robert Greene is an American author and public speaker, best known for his books on strategy, power, and seduction. His bestseller books include The 48 Laws of Power, The Art of Seduction, and Mastery. Born and raised in a middle-class Jew family of California, he studied at the University of California and University of Wisconsin to obtain a degree in classical studies. His books are known for apt quotations. His writing commands a wide array of followers ranging from businessmen, prison inmates, war historians, to musicians of show business. But before we move ahead, Arnav, what do you understand by power?
Dad, I think power means ability to do something.
Yes, it could also mean capacity, or potential, or even capability, or competence. You know, Arnav, there is a quotation which says, power is neither good or bad, but its user makes it so. Now, I can't wait to review all the laws of power in this book. How about you, Arnav?
Sure, Dad, let's begin.
Law number 1. Never outshine the master. Always make those above you feel comfortably superior. In your desire to please and impress them, do not go too far in displaying your talents, or you might accomplish the opposite. Inspire fear and insecurity. Make your masters appear more brilliant than they are, and you will attain the heights of power. You see, everyone has insecurities. When you show yourself in the world and display your talents, you naturally stir up all kinds of resentment, envy, and other manifestations of insecurity. This is to be expected. You cannot spend your life worrying about the pity feeling of others. With those above you, however, you must take a different approach. When it comes to power, outshining the master is perhaps the worst mistake of all. If your ideas are more creative than your master's, ascribe them to him in as public a manner as possible. Make it clear that your advice is merely an echo of his advice. If you are naturally more sociable and generous than your master, be careful not to be the cloud that blocks his radiance from others. He must appear as the sun around which everyone revolves, radiating power and brilliance, the center of attention. In all of these cases, it is not a weakness to disguise your strengths if in the end they lead to power. By letting others outshine you, you remain in control instead of being a victim of their insecurity. This will all come in handy the day you decide to rise above your inferior status. The stars in the sky, there can only be one sun at a time. Never obscure the sunlight or rival the sun's brilliance, but rather fade into the sky and find ways to heighten the master star's intensity. Avoid outshining the master. All superiority is odious, but the superiority of a subject over his prince is not only stupid, it is fatal. This is a lesson that the stars in the sky teach us. They may be related to the sun and just as brilliant, but they never appear in sun's company. Law number 2. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. Be wary of friends. They will betray you more quickly, for they are easily aroused to envy. They also become spoiled and tyrannical. But hire a former enemy and he will be more loyal than a friend, because he has more to prove. In fact, you have more to fear from friends than from enemies. If you have no enemies, find a way to make them. It is natural to want to employ your friends when you find yourself in times of need. The world is a harsh place, and your friends soften the harshness. Besides, you know them. Why depend on a stranger when you have a friend at hand? But the problem is that you often do not know your friends as well as you imagine. Friends often agree on things in order to avoid an argument. They cover up their unpleasant qualities so as to not offend each other. They laugh extra hard at each other's jokes. Since honesty rarely strengthens friendship, you may never know how a friend truly feels. Friends will say that they love your poetry, adore your music, envy your taste in clothes. Maybe they mean it, often they do not. Your enemies, on the other hand, are an untapped gold mine that you must learn to exploit. Never let the presence of enemies upset or distress you. You're far better off with a declared opponent or two than not knowing where your real enemies lie. The man of power welcomes conflict, using enemies to enhance his reputation as a sure-footed fighter who can be relied upon in times of uncertainty. Knowing what would happen if you put a finger in the mouth of a lion, you would stay clear of it. With friends, you will have no such caution. And if you hire them, they will eat you alive with ingratitude. Know how to use enemies for your own profit. You must learn to grab a sword not by its blade, which would cut you, but by the handle, which allows you to defend yourself. The wise man profits more from his enemies than a fool from his friends. Law number 3: conceal your intentions. Keep people off balance and in the dark by never revealing the purpose behind your actions. If they have no clue what you are up to, they cannot prepare a defense. Guide them far enough down the wrong path, envelop them in enough smoke, and by the time they realize your intentions, it will be too late. Most people are open books. They say what they feel, blurt out their opinions at every opportunity, and constantly reveal their plans and intentions. They do this for several reasons. First, it is easy and natural to always want to talk about one's feeling and plans for the future. It takes effort to control your tongue and monitor what you reveal. Second, many believe that by being honest and open, they are winning people's hearts and showing their good nature. They are greatly deluded. Honesty is actually a blunt instrument which bloodies more than it costs. Your honesty is likely to offend people. It is much more prudent to tailor your words, telling people what they want to hear rather than the coarse and ugly truth of what you feel or think. Remember, it takes patience and humility to dull your brilliant colors, to put on the mask of the inconspicuous. Do not despair at having to wear such a bland mask. It is often your unreadability that draws people to you and makes you appear a person of power. Have you ever heard of a skillful general who intends to surprise a citadel, announcing his plan to his enemy? Conceal your purpose and hide your progress. Do not disclose the extent of your designs until they cannot be opened, until the combat is over. Win the victory before you declare the war. In a word, imitate those warlike people whose designs are not known except by the ravaged country through which they have passed. Law number 4: always say less than necessary. When you are trying to impress people with words, the more you say, the more common you appear and the less in control. Even if you are saying something banal, it will seem original if you make it vague, open-ended, and sphinx-like. Powerful people impress and intimidate by saying less. The more you say, the more likely you are to say something foolish. Power is in many ways a game of appearances, and when you say less than necessary, you inevitably appear greater and more powerful than you are. Your silence will make other people uncomfortable. Humans are machines of interpretation and explanation. They have to know what you are thinking. When you carefully control what you reveal, they cannot pierce your intentions or your meaning. Your short answers and silences will put them on the defensive, and they will jump in nervously, filling the silence with all kinds of comments that will reveal valuable information about them and their weaknesses. Remember, once the words are out, you cannot take them back. Keep them under control. Be particularly careful with sarcasm. The momentary satisfaction you gain with your biting words will be outweighed by the price you pay. Never start moving your own lips and teeth before the subordinates do. The longer you keep quiet, the sooner others move their lips and teeth. As they move their lips and teeth, you can thereby understand their real intentions. If the sovereign is not mysterious, the ministers will find opportunity to take and take. Law number 5. So much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life. Reputation is the cornerstone of power. Through reputation alone, you can intimidate and win. Once it slips, however, you are vulnerable and will be attacked on all sides. Make your reputation unassailable. Always be alert to potential attacks and thwart them before they happen. Meanwhile, learn to destroy your enemies by opening holes in their own reputations. Then stand aside and let public opinion hang them. The people around us, even our closest friends, will always to some extent remain mysterious and unfathomable. Their characters have secret recesses that they never reveal. The unknowableness of other people could prove disturbing if we thought about it long enough, since it would make it impossible for us really to judge other people. So we prefer to ignore this fact and to judge people on their appearances, on what is more visible to our eyes, clothes, gestures, words, and actions. In the social realm, appearances are the barometer of almost all of our judgments, and you must never be misled into believing otherwise. One false slip, one awkward or sudden change in your appearance can prove disastrous. This is the reason for the supreme importance of making and maintaining a reputation that is of your own creation. That reputation will protect you in the dangerous game of appearances, distracting the probing eyes of others from knowing what you really like and giving you a degree of control over how the world judges you, a powerful position to be in. Everything is judged by its appearance. What is unseen counts for nothing. Never let yourself get lost in the crowd, then or buried in oblivion. Stand out. Let's summarize what we have learned in part 1. Law number 1. Never outshine the master. Law number 2. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. Law number 3. Conceal your intentions. Law number 4. Always say less than necessary. And law number 5. So much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life. Part 2 coming soon. Please subscribe and hit the bell notification button so you're the first one to receive as it comes. In that part, we'll be covering Law 6 to 10, which are Law 6, quote attentions at all costs. Law 7, get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit. Law number 8, make other people come to you, use bait if necessary. Law number 9, win through your actions, never through argument. And finally, law number 10, infection, avoid the unhappy and unlucky.
Thank you for watching this video. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Also press the bell notification button to stay notified about our videos. Also visit our website www.home-library.com. Until next time, take care and bye.